What's up, y'all? So, this is just, you know, I'm just gonna do like a video about your past and about how your past can really affect how you feel about yourself in the future and how you operate in the future, and how past experiences, if you have not healed from them, how you can recognize that when those feelings come up, or when you think about certain events from your past, that it's not to make you depressed, it's not to make you feel sad about events that happened in your past, or even in your childhood, or even maybe moments before as an adult. Most of us really didn't grow up with coping skills, or how to handle big emotions, or when something happens, we didn't know what to do with the emotions we had. So most people suppress them. Most people use it as, you know, they channel their emotions they felt when the event happened, through anger, or through resentment, or through not talking, or through anxiety. So this is what I'm just talking about today, because I'm just realizing like so much, because a lot of events personally that happened in my life, I never healed. I just felt the emotion, and it was like keep it moving. And when you don't heal from certain things, or certain events that has happened to you, you will literally, it will seep over into your um current reality that you're living. It will literally seep into your current reality that you're living in. And it's just amazing to me. It really is amazing how the brain works, and how everything works around me, I'm just thinking, y'all. So that's why I'm just thinking, because I'm going through this stage in my life where I have to be raw with myself. I have to really be raw and honest, and accept, and let go, and do my best to actually like use the feelings I feel for the greater good of me, because that's all it is, just feelings. And if I keep letting my feelings tell me how I feel, you're being controlled at this point. You're going to be controlled because past circumstances is telling you, well, this is what you need to feel like. This is what you need to be on guard about. This is what you don't need to do again. This is what blah, 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 blah. And of course, certain circumstances, in certain circumstances, that is correct. It also can create a shell around you, and anxiety, and fear of the unknown, and just always questioning things, and never really just living life and creating your life. You know, as a child, sometimes we don't create our life. We're just going with the flow with our parents. We're just going with the flow of being a child and enjoying our youth. And your childhood is a big part of your life. A lot of people want to forget about childhood when childhood, it could have been depressing. A lot of people don't have depressing childhoods, because they had people around them. That doesn't mean they didn't go through things. They had people around them to literally help them through their emotions, help them continue on, help them build themselves up, help them continue being the best version of themselves, help them know the reality and the facts of things. And over time, you become a shell. You become scared of everything. Like, even just anxious to speak to people, just in your shell. And yeah, so this video is really about how to use those feelings you feel for something greater. Most of us had a rough childhood, even if it was through deaths in the family or losing someone you loved, and just not accomplishing something that you really wanted to accomplish. Your parents were abusive or verbally abusive. You didn't have both parents in the home. You didn't have one parent in the home. Maybe something happened with your brothers and sisters, or you were bullied. Just all these circumstances that you did not know how to, or we didn't know how to, or people didn't know how to really handle it. We didn't know how to handle it. And as time went on, you know, it just kept going on, and it started leading you to making different type of choices that were not smart for you to make. So you may have had a lot of fear in your childhood because of that. You didn't know what was going to happen when you got home, if your parents were going to be mean to today, or was this going to happen the next day, or this and that. And you just never had that grounded foundation of, you know what, I'm here for you. I'm here to love you. I'm here to care for you. And you have to create that for yourself now. You have to literally create a safe space for yourself now. We're grown. If you're watching this, I don't know if you're grown, but most of us are grown. Most of us are, I'm 27. Am I 27? I don't know. I'm 27. Most of us are older now, where we can consciously make a decision of how we're going to handle situations in our life from here on out. We can't be fearful anymore of the unknown, because what we do know is that we can control how we feel in this now moment. We have the most control over now. Now, we're not being manipulated and controlled through other people. Nobody else is creating our lives. You know, when you were younger, people were able to steer you certain ways, to teach you certain ways, of how to act, this, that, this, and that. Now you have to, if you can keep some of the lessons that you learned from other people, but also you can, I would say, unlearn what you learned in the past that's not no longer serving you. Because in this time here, like, we are here to create, we are here to love, we are here to overcome, we are here to live a blissfully beautiful life. We're in a new realm. It's no longer the 3D hardness, concrete, everything like that. Now we're in a, we're in a different realm where we have to look at ourselves, like ourselves inside, to understand the lives that we are creating. Is it a life that we want? Are we doing the things in our life to get us to a point where we're not blaming, oh, it's God's fault. God, I prayed for this, God, I prayed for that. We have to stop blaming God and actually take accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, take accountability for where you are, or at least the things that you can take accountability for. But if you just keep on blaming, or asking, praying, putting everything outside of you, and just putting it all on God, and while you just sit here and look, oh, I want God to do everything, you have to put some action into it. You have to put some planning into it. You have to put your mind to work. You have to use your emotions for good. Just because you feel a negative emotion doesn't mean anything negative is going to happen. Just because you feel a positive emotion don't mean positive things are going to happen. People sit here in delusion all day and say, oh, I'm thinking so positive. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has different beliefs. People sit here positivity all day, and they get one little blessing, like, yay. You know what I'm saying? You have to really, if you want to create a life that you want to live in, a foundation that you want to live in, a sense of protection that you have, if you want your kids to live a beautiful life, you can't be living in fear. You can't be living in worry and doubt, and that's what they're going to feel. And I'm still, studying more about this world and about who I am as a person. But you have to know who you are. Just because you had a certain type of childhood don't mean anything. Sometimes people have an amazing childhood, and when they grow up, they have a horrible adult life because they choose different decisions that just don't add up or whatever. And you have to really choose what you want to feel, what you want to think, even if you start feeling like, oh wait, this is not, the right thing to do. I just put it back all on God. God got me. Yes, God does have you. He has you. And I feel like some people are not using their own power also. They're putting it all on God. They're putting it all on the Most High. Like, sometimes, your child, you want your child to start being more independent and start thinking for himself, start understanding their feelings more for themselves. You wouldn't want your child to always expect you to save them, expect you to think for them, expect you to create for them, expect you to save them, protect them from everything. Like, they would never ever be able to live a beautiful life that you have created. And if you think about it, everything that has happened to you, you're fine now. Like, you're literally fine. You're healthy. You're here. You're aware. Anything that has ever happened to you, you are still here functioning on this earth. You made it through. So if you can make it through, you can continue to make it through the rest of your life. I'm almost, I'm gonna say halfway. I'm a quarter through my life. I'm 27, so not a quarter, but I don't know how much that is, baby. But I don't live 27 years of my life, and I would say I really just started living after, like a couple years ago. And that was because I was just so much in a deep trance. Like, I had a rough childhood, I would believe, because, like I said, if you watch my previous videos, things were happening when I was a child, and it was a lot. And then after that, I got into a toxic relationship that lasted 8 years of my life. And then I had to go through single motherhood and realize what that was. And now I'm just realizing and just starting to piece together my life and piece together who I am and piece together my true identity and piece together my relationship with God and piece together how I need to be a better mother, how I want to mother my children, and piece together what I want to create in my life. I'm 27. Remember that, like, a couple years ago, maybe like 24 years old, around 2020, that's when, a year before the pandemic, I was like, there's something else out here I need to find. And then the pandemic happened. And I was like, that's weird. Has the pandemic really affected me? I don't think so. Um, I mean, mentally, like, but I do see, like, it's a different world that we're in. Like, it's a way different world than where I grew up in. It was very 3D, very like, oh, this is just what it is. Now it's like we have opportunities, we have options, we have different ways of thinking. People are different. Everybody's not the same. So, yeah, I just started living, like, recently, consciously creating my life, consciously choosing how I want to think and feel, consciously making decisions on where I want to go, because I understand that I have a certain amount of control over my life, and that's how I think and how I feel. And anytime events may happen, I have a choice to look on the optimistic side. I have a choice to still believe that I'm protected. I have a choice to still understand the divinity of this world. I still have a choice to understand the facts of life. And back then, I didn't have a choice. I just had to do what other people told me to do. If people told me to do nothing, people just ignored it, I just ignored it. And over time, it created a shell of social anxiety, me scared to speak to people, scared to talk to people, because I don't know how they're going to react to me. Because I've been in so many situations where I just did not know what was going to happen next. And then over time, it just kept being implemented. And that created a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety, a lot of all of that. I never was treated for it. So now I'm treating my own self because I'm like, okay, I have to get over this, because if I'm scared, if I'm fearful, if I'm doubtful, my children are going to be scared, fearful, and doubtful. They cannot be that way. They have to live their life. They don't have to make mistakes, but they have to just be a human being and live life really, and live it the way God wants them to, and also the way they create it. And what are you creating? We're creative beings. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not even gonna say this in this video. I'm not gonna say it. But we're creative beings. I'm gonna keep it on positive side. We're creative beings, and I'm talking about creating our day to day the best way we can. Praying, setting intentions for a great day. Like, don't just go wake up and start your day. Like, we have to set intentions for what we're doing, set intentions for where we're going. Like, when you're driving, people say, okay, we're going to say a prayer before we drive for an intention of a great car ride. You know what I'm saying? Or we're going to set a prayer or an intention for a safe trip. We're going to set an intention for this. People always pray and say, my intention is to feel better after this prayer. We have to be more intentional with everything we do and more aware of it. Like, it may be scary at the moment, like, oh, I'm aware now, so now I know what's really happening. Like, what you're going to have to know anyway. You know, you're going to have to do this anyway. Like, you might as well be aware of what you're doing and what's going on around you, and think quickly of what you can do to feel better in that moment, to see that moment in a different way, how you can use that energy and how you feel in a good way. But you know, we just can't always stay in this box that our childhood or the world has placed us in, you know, because we have options now. You can choose how you want to feel and think. You can. I know we're not exactly where we want to be, or some people may be exactly where they want to be. If you just understand that your childhood can be used for good, and that your past could literally help you in the future, it's a meal ticket. Like, our children are not going to have to go through the things that we went through. Our kids are not have to go through the pain and the hurt, the mental turmoil that we went through. Maybe some other generations who have not caught on or woken up, but they're not going to have to go through it. And you have to speak that. You have to believe it. Like, a lot of people just spoke. A lot of people just speak out the side of their neck. Like, people, you heard that saying, or you just talking out the side of your neck. Like, you're just saying things. Like, you're just saying things just to say it, and hoping. We can't do that anymore. We have to be intentional and powerful. We're so powerful. Like, we're in this world. Look around you. We're in a world. We're literally in a world here, experiencing life. Why? Why? We have to question things like, why are we here experiencing life? I'm this person here. Like, who am I? You know, who is this being, and what is my purpose? You know, I know what happened to me before, but how can I use that for greatness today? How can I use my feelings for greatness? How can I create a life that's going to help my children live a better life, and myself and the people around me? And how can I create more protection around me? How can I believe in myself more? How can I believe and protect it more? How can I believe all these things? You know, we have to really step into our power. And it may be a scary experience. Like, you're stepping into your power, because before you get your power, it's over to God and say, God, do everything. And now you have to step into your own power and feel your own emotions, and understand how you're going to deal with it, and go through your childhood traumas and heal and shadow work, and just God is here to assist you, just like your parents are here to assist you if you need them for real. But you still got to do the work on your own. Like, we still have to do the work on our own. So, overall, just the emotions and the feelings and the thoughts that you are having, we have to confront them. We have to. It's all in your head. It's all in your mind. You don't have to confront the most traumatic things, but you have to use that those feelings as fuel for something else. Use your feelings as fuel. Okay? Your feelings can feel bad, but you got to change it into good. We are literally here on this earth for a limited amount of time. Created. Yes, those things happen. Yes, bad things happened before. Yes, those traumatic events happen. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, one day you may pass away. But we're here to create while we're alive. We have to move on. We have to continue going. We cannot just sit and like, oh well, these things happened to me, and I'm just this and that, and this is the third, and this is why I don't do this and why I don't do that. We have to literally create our lives still and live our lives the best way you can. You don't have to be perfect. You still can be scared. You still can be nervous. And all that. You use that to change how you feel. Use those emotions to change how you feel. If you feel sad, feel thankful. There's something to be thankful about in a situation. There's something to be grateful for. It seems like we just want to stay in those negative emotions and let it control us, and then ask God, please, 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 and then you're still in the same state, and you're not creating, and you're just sitting and working and coming home and still in your same box, not experiencing the true beauty of life, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful moment. I'm gonna stop the video here because I don't know how long my phone can take actually recording, but yeah, just don't let your past define you. You define you. You create the new you. You understand who you are. You understand who you are. You know what I'm saying? You figure out who you are. You came from the most high, like the most highest source. If you're worshiping the most highest source, who are you? Like you're his daughter, his son, the spirit's Holy Spirit's son, Holy Spirit's daughter. So you're royalty. You're literally royalty. And if you can embody that and understand that you have a mission in this world, it's not just to live carnally and just be a mammal. God wanted you to be a mammal and have just fight for food and live in the woods and shit. Live in the woods and stuff. He would have, but he made you a human being. So take wherever from this video what you got. I'm just getting started too. Like, I don't want my video to cut off. Just live your life. Understand that you came from a very intelligent source, and you have the intelligence inside of you also to handle these issues. God would not give us more than we could bear. If we couldn't bear this, we would not be here. Yes, it could be hard, but we're able to get through it. Click the like and subscribe button, and yeah, stay tuned for more videos because I'm going to be uploading more very, very soon. Just step into your intelligence. That's the best thing I can say.